All I do, guys, is I talk blockchain. Every day, I have appointments, consults, people that I meet, and everybody's trying to figure out what is going on here. And so I've done a lot of research throughout the time. I've researched people like Ray Dalio. Have you heard of Ray Dalio? Anybody? Okay, Ray Dalio. I've researched people like Michael Saylor. I've researched, the hidden secrets of money to find out where value comes from throughout history and why cultures seem to adopt certain patterns. And right now, interestingly enough, it seems like there's a new pattern that's starting, and we actually are the right age, we are in the right place, and the right understanding and technical skill to actually monopolize on this pattern. And the fun part is not many people will be able to do that. And so congratulations for being here. Dipping your toe in blockchain is probably one of the most exciting things that we will all ever be able to do, and it'll be something we tell our kids about, and our grandkids about, because when that happens, when this thing passes and it's all done, they're gonna be like, wait, you were there when it was first coming out? Like, what was that like? Because all of this stuff is truly historic. We've created a token, okay, and I'll just say a token as the most simplest idea of a token, an item that we all agree globally has value, and that we all can agree and transact and move cross-continentally without the control of a government. And so that's basically and most simply the most interesting thing that everybody is oogling over, that understands what's happening. Because we've never been able to do this before. It's always been negotiations between your currency, my currency, or we're doing gold. And it's always been a battle. Because we've always ended up trying to trade resources over exchanging gold, because gold has a fixed supply. And because of that fixed supply, it's so precious, countries refuse to give it up. They would rather leverage other items. Well, blockchain just came out, and it's been here for 10 years, and it's proving itself quite well. With the 21 million fixed asset supply, which is what Bitcoin has, we are seeing a new asset class arise. But what's really interesting is this asset class can't be controlled or corrupted or captured physically by one government entity. It is neutral and agnostic, and it will perform the same for you, and for me, just like it would perform the same for anybody else on the planet. And so if that's the case, and we've actually designed and built this new technology that will preserve our assets, we have to understand that validation is a core component of our entire existence. Everything we do requires some form of validation, and our current environment has slowly grown systems that have taken very good care of us. But these systems are starting to get top heavy, and they're starting to not serve as they are intended. And so blockchain actually fills a void that we see as far as a need to kind of solve some of the issues that we're having. Voting is one of the issues we're having. Fake credentials is one of the issues that I wasn't even aware of. I met with Jamie Schwartz at UNLV, and we had a conversation one day, and she said one of our biggest problems is that people are constantly submitting fake credentials. Fake credentials all the time. And I said, what? To a university? They're trying to send fake certificates to bring over an education component so they can validate it and then give them that education component and stack on fake education. And so being able to validate education for this individual is actually a problem that we have in society that we really don't know about. Blockchain solves that type of a problem. All of the nefarious activity of the people usurping the system, the underbelly of the system, and kind of taking two when they should have one or whatever, this goes away with blockchain. And so it really is interesting to see the technology and see the value propositions that it offers. And so I started doing more research, like I said, researching, and then I discovered this investment strategy from Benjamin Graham. And the reason I stumbled on Benjamin Graham's investment strategy was because I was looking at who's the owner of Wells Fargo? What's his name? One of the wealthiest billionaire investors, Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Okay, so Warren Buffett, that was the man that educated him on investing. And so the concept of value investing was how Warren Buffett actually grew his empire. He would look and evaluate things and say, how could this get used in the future? Will this be meaningful to people? And if it's meaningful to people and people will use it, this will be valuable. And so if this is going to be valuable, I'm going to buy it. And so he would always brag, I drink Coke, because everybody drinks Coke, and I invest in Coke because everybody uses Coke. Right? And so recently he started to talk about his secrets of the universe and his sauce and how he became wealthy, and that was one of his ways. And so I started to research this individual to learn these concepts and to lay them over blockchain, because if you ask me, blockchain is really confusing. And I couldn't really understand which token or which project really had value. They were all kind of saying the same thing. And so by looking at value propositions for the future, I was able to come across some really interesting stuff. And so obviously self-custody becomes the end of the game. What we're trying to do is find value in assets. And when we start to discover and find the value in those assets, we want to acquire them. We want to hold them physically. And then we want to leverage them on the new growing environment if we can. And why are we eager to do this? We're eager to do this for a couple of reasons. So I'll backtrack a little bit and we'll talk about the current state of the economy real quick. So the fact of the matter is, you guys, yes, money and power, they change over time. They have historically. That dollar bill was usurped by the pound, was usurped by the Deutschmark, was usurped by other currencies over history. And so we can see power cycles and how they change and how they work. It's typically 100 to 120 year power cycles that we see. We'll see the rise of power, 100 years of growth. We'll see inflation, lack of innovation, entitlement, no innovation, and then crash. And so these are just the natural cycles of human beings. The children of today are not as hardened as the children of World War II. They're different creatures altogether. They think, view, see, and react to the world very differently than their counterparts because of their experiences. And because their experiences were different, they do not possess the unique characteristics required to push things forward. Now, I'm not saying that technology won't, neutralize that in ways, but we do have to be concerned that America and Americans' dollar is on its 100-year course, and we are looking for. We're starting to see the signs of this pattern manifest itself. For example, one of the biggest signs that we're seeing is this Bitcoin. If you were holding Bitcoin 10 years ago, your growth would be about 437,000% compared to holding investment stocks in the American dollar. Now that still would have grown about 200%. But we also have to understand that there's a hidden declining value there that actually keeps that number much lower than it really would have been. And if you were holding gold, you'd have probably done worse. Now, this I think I made it like a couple weeks ago. So gold is recovering. Gold is starting to rise as an asset class, which we expect. We should see that because as the dollar gets devalued, we'll see dollars for gold move in distance, right? So we print more dollars, gold, you need more dollars to purchase the same amount of gold because you didn't print more gold. So if we're concerned about the devaluation of the dollar, and so, in 1920 you could buy 26 Hershey bars for $1. How cool would it have been to go into a store and be like, give me a case of Hershey bars. I say Snickers because I like Snickers. Anyway, so we can clearly see that the dollar value is declining because of the printing of money. This is hence why we're here, because we want to understand this new thing called blockchain. And so everybody's focused on Bitcoin because Bitcoin has the key component that is one of the most important things for value preservation. And that key component is a fixed supply. So if Bitcoin has only 21 million, yet it represents value and value can go inside of it, and it can infinitely keep entering it, then that means the 21 million tokens have to expand in value and you can't corrupt that. And so if you can, let's play this game. So let's say you have a pallet of gold and you want to send it to China. What do you have to do to send that pallet of gold to China? You have to have trucks, you have to have armed guards, you have to have shipping, flight. You're probably going to have a lot of planning. It's going to have to be covert. It's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars to move that gold from one place to the other. Whereas with Bitcoin, you can instantly send $100 million across the country in just a few minutes. It's light, it's portable, it's indestructible, it's immutable. And so these are really important things to realize, that only gold has ever really had value. Our dollar was pegged to gold, hence our perception of the dollar's value. And by printing more, we're losing faith in that dollar, which means we will no longer see value in that method very soon. And so we are, as a culture, as a species, we are pivoting towards something else for a new reason, okay? Or for the same reason, fixed supply, value preservation. And so if you would have owned a dollar or $20 back in 1929, it would have filled your cart. Could you imagine taking $20 into a grocery store and filling your cart? I bought a bottle of wine and a loaf of bread, and it was $30. Okay, so the fact that our purchasing power is declining is inevitable, like I said, and that's why we're all here. So blockchain, how do we figure out blockchain and what it does? The biggest thing that we do is we actually have to start to sit down and research it and understand what it is and how it works. And so one of the important things to understand is that in blockchain, what they're doing is they're taking data and they are hashing that data, meaning they're making it human and readable. Oh, I didn't know I had audio. I don't want audio. Hopefully we won't hear it too loud. But anyway, so what it does is it basically takes human readable information like a ledger. Think of like a whole bunch of receipts. Bob gets 20, Jan gets 40, and so on. And it takes that information and it produces a hash. That hash is then sent along the blockchain, meaning that nobody can corrupt that information. If they change anything on the information, then they check the hash will no longer match the information, meaning the information has been corrupted. So this is the value of blockchain. We're able to preserve data in a digital space for the first time in human history, and the first real use case is Bitcoin for that. And so now that we know that this is ultimately secure, so does anybody know any of the statistics on how hard it is to break SHA-256 hash encryption, which is the encryption that we're talking about here? How difficult is it? Can you give me some examples? Do we understand what the 256 characters actually represent as far as security?
There are more hashes than there are stars in the sky.
Yeah, actually more molecules in the universe.
Yeah.
So stars are quite gapped, aren't they?
Yeah.
Huge distances, but molecules are quite close together. And so
Pieces of sand on the beach.
more molecules in our universe, which means you and I can start to utilize this infrastructure. And our disbursement will be so wide, far, and deep, the chances of somebody finding your money and stealing it from you, unless you obfuscate that, unless you show your seed phrases or do something incorrect security-wise and reveal it to somebody, the chances of them ever getting to your information just became next to zero. Now, when you parallel this with our current system, we can start to say, okay, well, maybe this might be a better thing to start to utilize. Because A, it is far more secure, and I keep getting emails from my bank telling me my data's been leaked again. And now they've got Equifax watching me for a couple years until, so they don't use my data. But what happens after year 3 or year 4? I'm in trouble, right? And so when we start to pivot into an environment that is highly secure, incorruptible, now we start to see the value. So we want, question? Yeah.
Not blockchain-wise, but just the regular encryption.
Mm-hmm.
How different are they? I understand the size of it, but except for that, how different are they?
Well, there's two types of security, right? When it comes to this stuff, there's symmetric and asymmetric encryption. Okay, and so we've been using same key security. Whereas if somebody has one key, if they lose that key, somebody can take that key and use it. But in SHA-256 asymmetric hash encryption, you can issue out information to people and they can validate it with certain information you have, but they never have the same type of security access that you inherently have. That's the difference between this security and old security. You always contain a private component behind a wall that is never shared, and you're able to create things with that component and hand them out. People can use them, but you are ultimately holding the master.
So or something, you have the option to have something similar where it's you have a portal of so you have your passwords and something in
a handler,
and then you don't send them the actual password, but then you send them the access key kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that similar to that?
Yeah, that's so what you're doing is you're doing a validation without giving up any information. And when you do that, that's really the security behind blockchain. We're able to sign a transaction. So let's say you want to have access to a door, and this door has a code. The door sends you an encrypted message, so the regular person couldn't even read the message, let alone sign it and confirm it, answer it and confirm it. But since you have the private key, you can take this encrypted message, decrypt the message, view it, sign it, and then you can send the information back signed. And when you can do that, that's proof, and we call this zero knowledge proof, that you are able to sign that transaction and hence have access without ever even turning over the password. And so this becomes a far more secure way to communicate in these environments, because when we're typing in our computers and we're giving the password to the screen, there's these things called malware or man-in-the-middle attacks where people can actually be watching your keystrokes so they can be seeing, and we're giving up that information. This SHA-256 asymmetric encryption actually completely creates a gap that is never crossed. And because that gap is never crossed, the critical information needed to figure this out is never revealed. And it is ultimately a much safer way to communicate in a digital world. So the internet's been around for a long time. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. So the internet's been around for a long time, and one of the biggest problems with the internet is the very fact that we've had all of this commerce here, but we've never had a truly secure way to do it. So to kind of deal with this problem, we have been creating accounts, thousands of accounts on different websites, and giving them our information and giving them our phone numbers and giving them this and giving them that. And that all ends with blockchain. And because we're able to approach an environment, prove we have equity, we're able to link into it safely, and we're able to do commerce and then pull out of that environment without the need to establish an account, proof that we have the right to use this credit card that we're going to leave on file on their servers. All of these things go away. And so it becomes a very streamlined, highly secure way to do digital commerce. And that's really the true value here. But if you pivot that into just about all of our other systems like voting or credentials, identity, IDs, blockchain works actually supreme in those environments. And so that brings me to my next point. So we know we have this thing blockchain where we can store value in it and it can't be corrupted, and we can sign messages on it. And so what we can do is we can actually start to gain equity or hold these items ourselves. And that's one of the privileges of blockchain, is the fact that it doesn't disempower anybody. The point of blockchain is to empower all. If we are all empowered, then we have powerful governments, because we are all voting for certain things to have our governments work for us. If we are disempowered, the government and certain entities get ahead, and the populace, the majority, they suffer. So the goal is how do we pull all of our equity, the equity that we all have now, but we are all handing it over to banks, and we're all handing it over to companies and industry. How do we start to hold our own value to, put them in their proper place as servants? A government is our servant, not our boss. Right? How do we put them in their proper place? We start to pull value away from them, and we hold it ourselves, which is our human right. Whatever value we construct, we should be allowed to hold. In fact, Congress just voted on this today. They approved self-custody. They said we will not allow environments to disapprove self-custody. So that means we all maintain the right to buy a bar of gold and hold it in our home. We all maintain the right to buy and hold blockchain money and self-custody that blockchain money. And so it's really important to understand that is a huge win for us. Even if we don't appreciate it, it is a huge, huge win to be able to hold your value. So when you hold your value, you have full control over your funds. And so with self-custody, users have complete control of their cryptocurrency with no restrictions. And so why do we want no restrictions in cryptocurrency? Anybody have any thought on that? Does the market go up and down a lot? Do we get bad news about things and they're going to ban it and crash things and shut things down? Sometimes we want to get our money out of there. What happens if it's locked up? What happens if that happened with the US government and a bank? We wanted to run to the bank. Well, we already know they're reducing bank hours, right? What if we wanted to get our money out of the bank because they said, well, this bank is going insolvent, they're shutting them down. How do you get access to your money?
You just have to hope that the government will pay out that FDIC.
Is the government quick? Are they going to do it to you that day? You got to get milk, you got to get Pampers, your gas tank's empty, you have work this week, you can't get into your bank. So blockchain offers solutions to problems for economies that are struggling, meaning that when you self-custody these assets, you actually have liquidity that only you have access to, that you can trade in when you need, when you want. Now, I think it's absolutely silly to go cash out your whole bank account and put it in blockchain. I think that's nonsense. We live in America. We are the wealthiest country in the world still. We are a great and wonderful free country, and we should support that. But we also should be wary and take care of ourselves when we see risk. And that basically translates to learning what you guys are going to learn now. We're going to learn about self-custody. We're going to learn about private wallet construction. We're going to learn how to take our digital assets out of third-party environments and self-custody them. And when you self-custody those assets, you're actually living to the true mantra of blockchain, and you're starting to empower yourself. Money is power in this world, and that's just the way this world is. I wish it was different. So you also have enhanced privacy, because when you self-custody, there's no government oversight, which means nobody knows what you have, whether it's growing, whether it's going down, and you can go to any country and you can cash it out, and it's your private equity. Also, and we don't ever promote not paying taxes. Like I said, this is a great country. We should support this country, pay our taxes, but it is our right to tell them, hey, this is how much I made, this is what I'm going to pay you, here's my books, and I'm going to pay you these taxes, instead of them, having complete control over it. So we want to avoid custodial risks associated with trusted third parties, because trusted third parties, they are trusted and they are vetted, but sometimes they still run off with your money. Bernie Madoff, FTX, these are all environments that are businesses, and they just did bad things with our money without our permission, without our knowledge. Wells Fargo, there's been so many throughout history, it's kind of ridiculous. But the fact is every time we are investing in an environment, there is always a risk that they will not do, or they will do something bad with our money. And we don't have control of our money. And so blockchain allows you to maintain control of your money and take control and leverage your money like a bank. Also, you can participate in governance. I know this is not a big one in the younger generation, because we're like, it just kind of runs itself. It actually doesn't. It does quite a poor job. It's really important that we start to step into these roles and realize that we are in control of this country, and we have complaints, and we should share them so things can get better. Right? And then DeFi platforms, which are coming, that's advanced. But pretty soon you'll be able to lend your money and lend your money and lend your money, and it'll still be in your wallet, and you're going to make interest on all of it. And that's going to be decentralized finance. That'll be a big magic thing that comes in through blockchain. We're working on it now. I see a lot of it now. I see a lot of the mechanisms now. In fact, when you sit with me and we build wallets, I'll actually show you one of these mechanisms on how you can actually buy a token, make interest on holding that token, swap that token into something else that does some other work and make interest on that token, but you're making interest on the whole thing for holding it in your own wallet. And so it becomes really, really fun to play with blockchain in that way. And I'm assuming, yeah.
Sorry, I just have a quick question about the lending process too. So when you say lending, I'm assuming you're lending money or like the cryptocurrency that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the interest rates, are they going to be government,
Yeah, so the network is going to start to set these things, and what we'll do is we'll sit together, we'll pull up a wallet at some point, and I'll show you the environment live, because it's running now, it exists today. You can go there and you can see these swaps, you can see these lending environments, you can choose your interest return that you want to get on your money, and then you can loan it to other people. And so you can actually make interest on your money for once in your life, choosing who you loan your money to. So, but yeah, you would choose those interest rates. So it's not government chosen, it's chosen by you. And
how, people who are lending the money, how are they shopping for the best values kind of thing? How do they know that, I'm getting the best interest rate?
Oh, for your money? That's interesting. I would imagine it would just take a little bit of research. You're looking to see, what rates are out there, but you have to go into those environments first, and they're all posted, so you can see them. So yeah, you just play with it. Yeah.
The higher risk ones will pay much higher percentages.
Right.
But it's way risky.
Yeah.
But the lower risk ones, where you're basically guaranteed to make money, will be much lower interest rates. So it's
So lower interest, safer, higher risk is obviously higher reward. But I mean, I've never been very big on playing with my money. I started out as a trader. I did start out as an investor, but as I started to accumulate wealth, I didn't want it to be risky. And so I started seeking ways to deleverage all risk through blockchain. And so that's one of the things that I'm going to teach you guys here. In fact, we're going to move into wallets right now. So that's one of the benefits of self-custody, which we want to understand. But a lot of people are confused because they don't understand different types of wallets. And I'll go to the beginning. Excuse me. I'll go to the beginning of this one. So the most valuable commodity known is information. Okay, because understanding these things is going to save you. It's going to save you from random hacks that you didn't know could happen. Understanding wallets is going to be a very big deal because wallets have different security vulnerabilities depending on which wallet and how you're using it. And if you understand, if I use this wallet in this way with this device, I can never be hacked. Or if I use this wallet for this way, my risk is here, so I'll never hold all my value here. And so you can work in usability and storing your value, but they should be two separate things, and I'll explain that later. So the first wallet and the most famous wallet that we are going to look at would be the paper wallet. Now this one is non-digital. You simply write everything down on paper, the wallet name, the wallet spending password, and the seed phrase. And this wallet is considered amongst the safest and least technical of the blockchain wallets. And so we foundationally, when you break everything down, the wallets you leave with when we construct them are essentially paper wallets, but they're made in a different way so they're more durable. Okay, and so then there's web-based wallets, easy access, right? So web-based wallet is something on a web page that you're going to have access to, but it's risky. It's easy because it's on the web page, but you're going to be typing in your password, and so you're exposing yourself in a lot of ways. Plus, the seed phrase was generated from that web-based wallet, which means you're definitely going to, a digital screen once saw those words that was connected to the internet. And so there's an inherent risk there, very small, but it exists. And if I had a client that had $100 million, we would be discussing these things in detail because he would want to know about every little hole in the potential risk of it, and we wouldn't even build a mobile wallet for his environment. Right? Desktop wallets. So those are wallets you can actually download and hold on your computer. They're usually constructed by third parties. And what I found, interestingly enough, is these third parties will actually build mechanisms in the wallet that might even take some of your interest earnings away as a thank you for using their wallet. Well, they wrote the wallet, right? And you're using it, so they want to take a little piece of your action. That was actually disappointing that I found. And then software wallets that come with like third-party hardware devices. Third-party hardware devices like Trezor or Ledger, they actually do the same thing. They'll take a little bit of your interest returns as a part of you using their wallets, which I don't do. And then there's hardware wallets alone without the software, because you usually get these together, this one, and then you'll get this one. So they come in a pack, right? So you buy the hardware wallet and then you download their software wallet, but they don't have to be used together at all. They're actually quite separate devices. One is for their gain and one is for your gain. The hardware wallet's for your gain, the software wallet is for their benefit. And so hardware wallets are where we focus. So we work at both ends of the spectrum. We work with paper wallets for backing up seed phrases, and we work with hardware wallets for usability on your wallet itself. And so let's go and build a wallet, you guys. What do you say? You guys are gonna see how to construct an actual wallet today. We're gonna pop in here. So security on wallets, and I'm just glossing over this. The goal is if you guys want, you meet with me, we do a Zoom meeting, and we spend a few hours going over the detailed nuance of all of this stuff. But this is a web-based wallet. This is called the Eternal Wallet. The reason why I use this wallet and I teach off this wallet is because it is a 21 or 24 word seed phrase wallet. So what that means is the security for that wallet is higher than a 12-word phrase wallet or 15. This is 24. It's significantly more difficult because there's a lot more words in this wallet. And so right now it says Eternal Cardano Lightweight Wallet. Our mission is to have a wallet that is implementing features requested by the Cardano community. Okay, so we can open a wallet right here, but if we did, what we'd be opening is a web-based wallet. We don't want to do that because if we close the web page down, we lose all that data. We want something a little more persistent, especially for this environment where we're going to be checking. So we'll click on the Chrome extension browser, and we're going to install an extension for Chrome so that we can actually have a little icon on our web browser. Let me close this. There we go, just like this. So now I have a shortcut, but it's not a shortcut to the web page. This is the web page. This is actually a plugin that stores a little bit of the data that I want it to store so that I can actually pull up a persistent wallet that will have data within it. And in this case, it didn't do it. So we're going to build another wallet. And so now that we have the plugin in place here, we would go add wallet, and then you would go create wallet. Now this is where people mess up. You hear about people losing money in blockchain? This is the moment. This is the moment they fail, is in this wallet construction. There's a baby crying, there's a phone call, they're typing an email while they're doing this. Hold on, I'll get it ready in a second. And they don't realize what they're doing. You are constructing an anonymous blockchain wallet that no human on the planet is aware of, that is as small as a molecule in the universe. So if you lose this, you will lose access to that money. That's a guarantee. Okay? And the statistical probabilities of you gaining access are very, very low. So that means in this moment, when you're playing with this particular environment, you want to have a sheet of paper, you want to have a pen, and a nice lit room, and you want to be alone. And you want to write down a wallet name that identifies the wallet. You want to identify a wallet maker. Who made this wallet? So I know which platform I can use it on. This is an eternal wallet on the Cardano network, right? What's that?
Doesn't that kind of negate the anonymity of it if you're putting your own name on it?
No, you name it what you wish.
Yeah, but you said the creator.
What's that?
You said you put the creator's name on it.
Oh, the creator meaning the company that built it. This is eternal.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. Yeah, so there's Eternal, there's Yoroi, there's Ada Light, there's all of these different wallet names. You want to know which wallet you built, so you want to know the wallet maker. And then you want to know the wallet name that you named it. So I don't know why this happens, but you hear about people doing stuff and, oh my God, I lost all my money, it's all gone. My wallet got wiped out.
That's one reason why it's taken me so long to get into blockchain.
Right.
It's because when Bitcoin came out, I've heard of many people losing their money because the wallet, they erased it.
Super important thing. Yes. So it's super, super important to realize that this is the only real thing you have to pay attention to. If you've built a good backup, if you built a solid wallet, if you built the wallet, moved $5 into the wallet, destroyed the wallet, used your backup to restore the wallet, and the money is still there, what you've confirmed is your backup is good. So that paper that has the wallet maker, the spending password, the name of the wallet, it's going to go here. So we're going to do a Tech Alley wallet. Tech Alley wallet, okay? And then we're going to do a password. And then we're going to do a password. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if it'll let me go, but we'll see. No, it's going to make me do all 12. Okay, that should match. Okay, and now, so once you've written that down on your piece of paper, you're going to move to this phase, and it's going to tell you something very interesting. It's going to say blockchain wallets are really neat. Just like a bank account, you can have one if you want, but you could also have hidden wallets within your wallet. And I always think this is fascinating because if somebody ever does confiscate your stuff, if they are unaware of your hidden wallet, then they're not going to get access to any of it. And so you can actually make 21 hidden wallets with one seed phrase, or up to 24 different accounts with one seed phrase in this wallet. For this purpose, we're just going to do one. Okay, and so now, there we go. So it's saying, okay, you're about to start your recovery seed phrase. One of the basic and most important things is you do not digitize this. You don't screenshot it. Don't type it real nice and print it from your printer. These are all vectors for attack. And so we want to just simply handwrite it. And so as high-tech as we are, we're going to the Stone Age with the charcoal and the pen. So we're writing it down. All right, so we're going to confirm nobody can see my screen. Wink, wink. And this is what the seed phrase looks like for a standard 24 seed phrase wallet. It's going to issue you words. If you ever get a hardware device and it comes all nice set up and the words are all typed and everything's nice, something is wrong. Because that means somebody produced that wallet, they printed those words, and you are at risk for an attack. That's actually one of the Trezor and Ledger warnings. When you open your device, of your hardware device, you don't want anything filled out. You want to make sure you fill it out. And a lot of people have, or we've had victims like that, where people got it, it was all billed, they put money in it, the money just disappears because somebody had access. So this seed phrase represents access back to your wallet, meaning whoever has these words in this order, who goes to this wallet and re-puts them in, will be able to reconstruct your wallet. But even worse, they'll be able to reconstruct it and change the password. So these words are truly the master to gaining access to your money.
They're all English words?
They're all English words. And so 24 English words to be exact. If you do the math on how many words there are in our language versus the 24, it's an impossible.
Okay,
it's impossible.
That's true when they're trying to target you. Mm-hmm. But if they're doing a math, hit, 24 random words can eventually hit something.
Yeah, I think the statistics for cracking one of these blockchain wallets by doing this is 1 trillion queries per second till the end of time, and you might get one. And it's not repeatable. So it's not like you learn anything.
If you can get one, how many more do you?
Well, that's my point. It's not repeatable. It still is a random state, so it's like flipping a coin. It's not like you're going to have that same outcome the next time and you can't improve on it because you gain no knowledge on the improvement. So if you think about how many people get hacked daily, now we've reduced it to one every end of time event.
Your numbers seem a little off.
You can check it. I would love for you to, in fact, anything I say here, I would love for you to verify. These are all facts that I pulled up over time, over 9 years of research. So if you hear something that doesn't sound right, I beg you, please confirm it and double check it. But it is extremely difficult to break this type of entry into the wallets.
It's the same encryption your bank uses.
Yeah, it's exactly.
So like storing your passwords and stuff.
So it is
just that.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard.
Well, that's different though, because you're, like you said, like.
I can guarantee you, I have techniques that can get past any backward.
I agree. I have a buddy of mine who's here. He's running for senator. Josh, not Josh Levitt, but there's another Josh Stacy here who's running for senator, believe it or not. 2 Joshes running for senator. He is...
Both are running for
Yes, there's 2.
I heard one of them is software, is in tech.
Yeah, he owns Tech Alley. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of them owns Tech Alley, the other one owns a tech startup.
Yeah, and the other one... They might as well be the same person. Anyway, but my point is that he is a very savvy engineer, and he's been running servers to break this, and he can't do it. So he's confirming daily that nothing is going to come out of an attempt like this. But please, I would love for you to research it and try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I told you before, I won't get in. I run everything self-hosted, and I do my own penetration testing.
Yes,
And
I love that.
banks and even Linux passwords can be reversed. I mean, not cracked, but reversed.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, we'll move on. So anyway, so you've got your words, you've written them on your paper, right? And once you have it on that paper, you have a device, believe it or not. It's not just a piece of paper anymore. It has the wallet maker, it has your wallet name, it has your spending password, and it has the seed phrase to restore access to your money. This is not restoring access to your account. This is not restoring access to some store account. This is your money, and there is no customer service, you guys. So it is truly important to realize you just popped a hole in the universe and got access to it. Nobody knows about it, and if you lose that paper, you lose that access. I can't stress that enough.
I just had a scenario in my head, right?
Yeah.
Like if you know when the government and stuff like they confiscate your stuff, if there's malpractice or something involved, then they can confiscate your money. Mm-hmm. So with blockchain, are they still able to do that? What do they need to say?
It becomes an honesty game at that point.
Yeah.
If you are in trouble and they want to see your assets, you should reveal your assets, but you will have to reveal your assets. Does that make sense? Because what they could do now is if all of your assets are in a bank, they go, oh, we know who you are. Boop, locked. Those are our assets now. Whereas in blockchain, you would have to say, oh, I have 58 Bitcoin. Let me go get them for you. And then you'd have to go give them your Bitcoins. Well, hiding is something that somebody does. Self-custodying their assets is a human right. So whether you choose to hide it when the situation arises, that's an individual's choice. But when you're privately custodying your assets, that's what you're doing. You're privately custodying your assets. There's no law against it. So taking that right is I think it's always been very worthy to have your own private nest egg that nobody, no government, no entity, no company can touch. Because they always seem to crash each other every now and again and take the money. And I don't want that to happen to my assets. I want to keep my assets valuable. So owning Bitcoin, owning blockchain is one of those ways. Owning it through self-custody assures my purchasing power over me. So anyway, so we're going to write all these words down, and then once we write them down, we're going to have to confirm them. Now, miracles happen all the time. I know for a fact that people have done this process, and for some reason, after doing this process, they put that paper away, and then one day that wallet goes bad, and the paper doesn't work. They wrote something down wrong, yet they still were able to go through this process successfully. And so it's really important to realize, regardless of how you feel, you must test the paper. Even though you think, oh, I wrote it down, it's good, I tested it, you really do need to test the paper. So that's what I do, and that's what we'll do. Let me just type all these in real quick, guys. I always forget. So type at the bottom on this wallet. Okay. Oh. I can't read that. God, it's so small. Why is that so small? These glasses are supposed to have readers in them. Yeah, go for it, bud. This is how it goes all the time. There's always a chill point where somebody's putting in their passphrase, and has anybody here ever? Am I preaching to the choir? By the way, has anybody here ever made a their own private wallet before?
Yeah.
Okay. So good. Now we'll talk about securing them in a durable way, which is really the most important thing that we're here for. Anybody can construct a wallet. Not many people can. What's that? Oh. Oh, this is I'm not going to use this wallet. I'm going to dump it as soon as we're done. Yeah, I know. I got to close it out. No memorizing. This is secret. I'm recording it to the world. I'm sending $1,000 to this wallet. The first person that opens it gets it. I'm actually going to do that soon. I got some friends, and we're gonna make a crypto steel with a seed phrase on it, and then we're taking it out to the lake, and we're gonna announce it on video, and then we're gonna hide it and see if anybody can find it.
Oh, I've seen people do it with like money, cash money, like on Instagram, and they put their sticker and they like just pan out a little bit to show like
kind of where it is, and then just make them find it.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
It's
Yeah.
a whole account, and it does that like here in Vegas, like
Really?
Yeah. Something, and it's a sticker company, so they do that to promote
Oh shoot! And if you see their stickers, you're gonna look.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I love it. Well, we were talking about it. We were boating last week, and we're like, you know what? It'd be really cool. It would create awareness. It would create excitement. Give somebody some money, and then they'd learn how to build a wallet. Like, it's just good for everybody to play with this, because this is a way to preserve our value, right? It's a fun game. Okay, so we've got it all in there. So we're gonna click continue just in time, and now we have created our first blockchain wallet. Congratulations, guys. This device will allow you to enter commerce, vote. You will be able to store value, receive rewards, trade tokens, buy books, mint an ID, and it can all be stored in a device like this. Now, That being said, I don't ever recommend anybody building one wallet. I believe everybody should have what I call an array of wallets. You should have a vault that is yielding interest that you don't touch but once or twice a year, maybe. You should have a yearly income wallet where you put just your yearly income and draw from that, maybe once every couple months. And then you should have your spender, which has your monthly expenses in it. And that one has a lower security, but it is never holding anything inherently long-term valuable. It's just got a month or a couple weeks worth of money in it. A lot of people, they're doing the silliest things. They have everything on one wallet, and then they go to a scam site and they lose everything. And like, that makes no sense. Build a vault, build a yearly, build a spender, and then even build a scam token wallet. Have a wallet just for scams. I think this is a scam. Send me that token real quick. I'm going to go to the website and try it. And that way, when it wipes your wallet out, they just took their scam token back, but they didn't take your value. And so it is strategies and techniques like this that I try to put in people's minds. So if you're going to play with blockchain, please do it in a safe way. Be paranoid because it's a global environment, you guys. Anybody can be right in front of you at any moment. Oh, careful. Anybody can be right in front of you at any moment, and their whole goal could be just to take your money, and you won't know. So be very, very careful.
Kind of like having that extra email address that you just...
Yeah, a junker, yeah.
Even with finance, I don't know how, like you know how you can have money in your savings account? It's not really a savings account.
Because you're not saving anything?
Immediately in your checking account.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't use that. So.
Yeah, so...
I'm doing that with my banking in real time anyway.
Exactly,
I have
right?
multiple business bank accounts, one for marketing, one for general, one for payroll. You know, so if one gets hit, the other one's don't.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm doing that,
Yeah, exactly. And
I
so,
think I have three crypto wallets right now. Like one, again, like you saying, one to use for, oh, there's an airdrop. Is it garbage or am I going to get money out of it?
right. Yeah, and some addresses you don't want to appear on the map very often. You want to keep them really rare, depending on how much they have. So this is what I recommend. I recommend this type of array. You build your vault. That wallet is interest bearing, so you store your future in that wallet. Why? Because blockchain is growing at like 200% a year, and we see it scaling out quite a bit, and as they print more money, we're going to see that growth happen even more. So it's a great place to store it. You store it using a Trezor or an offline cold storage device. So this isn't a wallet that you would look at and go to your computer and click on. What you would do is you would take the wallet hash and you would drop it into any browser or any blockchain scanner, and you would view your data through that. That doesn't reveal the wallet. It doesn't require you to have the wallet embedded anywhere and have any of the information stored anywhere. You can safely look at the data and walk away, and nobody knows anything. Yeah?
Is that what they're using with the ATMs?
I'm not familiar.
Crypto ATMs?
Oh, for what?
I mean, is that what you can do? You can, use a crypto ATM to see your wallet?
Maybe if okay, so usually people that walk up to crypto ATMs, they would have crypto, right? Or they're going to buy crypto. So one end of it is if you walk up to buy it, I know it prints you a paper wallet. So you can take that paper wallet home and move the money somewhere else. Now for if you're going to transact or get cash out, I would imagine you would probably drop in your wallet hash. It would pull it up, and then you'd have to sign a transaction off that hash, and then that way you can move money without, because they're not going to have you put your seed phrase in that ATM. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. So yeah, so it would be something like that. I've never used one, but you know what? I should go use one. There's 286 Bitcoin ATMs in this town. Did you guys know that? 286 and growing. The D takes. What's that?
I only knew of 5.
You only knew of 5? Every Terrible Herbs in town has one.
Yeah, they do.
Every Terrible Herb. And they have a big sticker on the window that says Bitcoin. Yeah. And I was like, interesting. Integration right under our feet. We're not even noticing it. So anyway, you're going to build that vault, then you're going to build your yearly, then you're going to build your spender. And each one of them, they can all have the same security if you wish, but security gets cumbersome. And so you want your vault to have the top security with the hardware offline cold storage device. That's cumbersome and very slow, but you're only going to do that once every year or so. And then your yearly income, cumbersome and slow, because you're going to pull out of that every month. It's not a rush thing. But your spender, gosh, you want that on your phone. You want to be able to do something real quick with somebody. You want to flex something. You want to have easier access to that one. So that one's going to have a lesser password, still a hard password, but you're not going to hold all your value in there anyway. So you wouldn't worry about it. But you have to concede that potentially the way you're using that wallet, it can be hacked one day. So always be very, very careful, and you can change these wallets up often if you wish. Okay? And not that I'm saying, I'm probably being ultra paranoid, right? Because I want to protect you guys. It's probably never going to get hacked. If you're cautious, you're going to be fine. But you know, putting that password in all the time is going to reveal it to somebody or something like that. Or always being hot online, somebody's can try to brute force it. Whereas the other two, they're offline cold storage. Nobody even knows they're alive. So that's really one of the things that we want to do is build into that type of array. And so now we have our wallet, so you can view your transactions within the wallet right here. You can send money to anybody utilizing this tab. You would get somebody's receive address. So if I wanted to send money myself, I'd copy the receive address, then I'd go to the send, and I'd paste it in here. Where's my paste button? There we go. And there's the address in there, and then I can put an amount of what I wanted to send, and then I would send the transaction and then sign it. Obviously, if you want to receive it, you can say, hey, send me some money, here's my QR. And then somebody could scan the QR and send you money directly. Also, there's staking. This is where we turn this wallet into a rewards returning device. So where in the world, besides this environment, can you hold your own money and get interest returns on it? Any? Can you guys think of any?
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time. I want you to realize how incredibly powerful that is, you guys. There is no device on the planet that lets you hold a fixed supply asset that is growing in your own custody, and then you get to earn interest on it while it's in your wallet. How often does the interest come? Every 5 days. Which means you gain something that you've never had before, and that's called compounding value. Now, if we have any Mathians in here, compounding value is a very impressive force. And so please look into doing just this, building a private wallet, buying a fixed asset, putting it in here, linking it to the blockchain, and having it do work. So
Where's that interest coming from?
Transaction fees. So right now, when you transact with your bank, every transaction fee is going to one of three entities. Okay? If you swipe your card, some is going to Visa, some is going to your bank. None is going to you. Okay? In this environment, they broke that mechanism. The transaction fees go back to the users of the environment. So instead of them going to a board or owners, we are all the owners, we are all the users. So all of that value gets redistributed back to the users. Okay? So that's what happens when you are part owner in a global economy. You actually get to reap the benefits of it. And so this is what we talk about when we talk about symbiotic relationships in blockchain, when we talk about value preservation, motivation, anti-monopolistic attitudes. Anti-monopolistic attitudes disperse value not to the few, but back to all. And so that's where the transaction fees come from. So there are individuals in the network like me that uphold servers in the network that support the layer 1, and those miners, whatever transactions their computers process, they get a portion of the transaction fee, a very small portion. But everybody who participates in mining with the miner by building a wallet and holding it, they also get the same amount back. So there is no classing in this type of environment, and this is a very unique environment because most environments create class systems by the way that they're structured. This one creates more symbiotic relationships where everybody who works gets a benefit for their work, and nobody can monopolize any others to work for them to do better than everybody else. So miners aren't associated with delegators, and delegators don't make money off of or miners don't make money off of delegators. And that's different. Like if we were to look at the world of Ethereum, miners actually make money off of delegators in Ethereum. In fact, I have a little bit of a video. Do you guys want to see the video? Because this is pretty much it. We built the wallet. We understand staking. We know there's voting. It's intricate. The goal is to sit with me. We sit for a few hours and we really go through this tooth and comb. So you can build and construct a private wallet that's really working, test it, and then now that you've tested that wallet, we can go over any other nuance or details you need to understand. And now you can start to safely participate in blockchain and not lose your money. And that's really my goal. I don't want people to get hurt in this space. And all I hear all over the place is people are losing their money, they're getting hurt, and I'm sitting at home going, I gotta stand up somewhere and teach people this, because people are really getting taken. So why don't we watch that video real quick? I just produced this the other day. So it's only been up for a day.
Is the one we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, you're gonna watch my video, why not? Let me just...
Paper testing, is that the thing we did earlier where you were writing down all the keywords? Okay.
Yeah, that's seed phrase storage. And so that's what you're doing. You're creating the map back to your money. Heck yeah. That was my jam and I was getting all set up.
Thank you so much. I think we're just gonna head out.
Yeah, go for it, guys.
But this is really informative.
Yeah, if you guys are thinking about building wallets, you can take my card.
Yes.
And I can just give me a call and we can do a Zoom meeting, and it's 4 hours of fantastic fun. Make sure you bring coffee.
Okay, perfect. Do you do this on the weekends or?
I do it, yeah, anytime. As long as my schedule's open, because this is more of a passion project for me, so I just teach whoever is interested.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
really that's
All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, you guys. See ya. All right, so let's see. I want to go into my videos. I'm not used to doing it on my Mac. I'm usually on my PC. Here we go, your channel. So I've been making videos for blockchain for a little while. Haven't made too many, but this one I put out yesterday, it's already got 81 views. So let's check it out. Oh, I don't have audio. You guys are gonna have to listen hard because the audio, I don't know why it's not carrying it.
With the term tokenomics, are you considering or have you invested into Ethereum? In this video, we will dive into Ethereum tokenomics and how it resembles the Fed's ability to inflate the dollar rather than preserve value.
This thing's not working very well.
We will answer this and a few more concerns we ran into when we considered investing into Ethereum. The term tokenomics refers to the system of how cryptocurrency tokens work within the broader crypto ecosystem. It's the process that underlies a token's creation, management, and potential growth. In the case of Ethereum, it's a little more complex. Ethereum's tokenomics involves a process known as mining. Miners solve
Let's do it.
to validate transactions and add them to the Ethereum blockchain.
Thanks, buddy.
In return, they receive Ether, the native token of Ethereum. Unlike
Separate my
Bitcoin,
carbon
whose value is derived from the scarcity of its 21 million tokens, Ethereum unfortunately has no hard cap. You would be correct if you said this sounds a bit like the Federal Reserve's ability to print money. However, this is even more concerning because it directly undermines the intent of blockchain to liberate our money and preserve its value. This means, theoretically, the possibility of printing Ethereum to zero, or at least deflating its value, exists within the very design of the network. One might argue that the absence of a maximum supply limit isn't inherently a flaw. After all, it could help maintain network security by incentivizing miners. However, history shows that this particular approach poses a significant risk of future inflation. Simple supply-demand economics says the more Ethereum in circulation, the less valuable it becomes. Need proof? Take a look at the American dollar. Designing cryptocurrency networks this way is dangerous. Utilizing blockchain's ability to maintain a fixed supply for value preservation is crucial. This solves our real-world problem of wealth acquisition and preservation of that wealth. It seems the Ethereum network somehow missed the memo on where value is derived. After all, the fundamental attribute that makes gold itself valuable is the limited supply. So while Ethereum might not be printing money per se, the effect could be strikingly similar. Let's not repeat the same mistakes that are causing our current economic problems. Oh, wait, but the issues don't stop there. Ethereum's system also allows for what's infamously known as front-running. This one really bothers me, and it should bother you too. Ethereum miners have the unsettling power to see your transactions before they're even locked into the blockchain. By peeking at your moves, they can execute identical transactions ahead of yours, buying the tokens you want only to sell them back to you at inflated prices. This
What a
tactic,
scam.
known as front running, effectively allows miners to jump the queue and exploit their position for profit.
Don't believe me?
Right, so there's lots of little things
Creator of
like that.
Ethereum.
There's also things that involve like front running other people's transactions. So one example of this would be that if someone sends a transaction that says, I don't know, buy me 5 ETH for whatever price that you can get, but with a maximum of let's say $15,000, then you can go and you can put a transaction right in front of that transaction, and you can like buy up that ETH first, and then you resell it to him at $50,000 minus one.
So you did it on purpose.
It feels exactly like
What a scam.
minor interest blatantly ahead of yours.
It's so terrible to build it.
Shockingly, this isn't just unfair, it's celebrated as
That's
a
how the stock
feature.
market works.
And
Daily
it should be
business in the
done.
world of Ethereum
That's why people are like, what's gas so high for today? The miners turned on their front
and
running.
in the process, stealing a slice of your purchasing power or profits.
And these
However
gas
you
prices
want to
have
view
been
it,
out
I'll
of
leave up to
control
you.
lately.
It's akin
So
to
they
seeing
built it in.
someone's hand in poker
It's
before
cheating.
placing your bet.
And this is our
Not
money.
exactly playing
It's not like a
In fact,
game.
when it involves money, it's outright ripping you off as part of the process. Blockchain doesn't need to operate this way in any sense. Does this resonate with the mantra of blockchain? Sorry to say, no. Here on Ethereum, freedom of money is compromised with all these middlemen taking fees from what are supposed to be peer-to-peer transactions. Congratulations, Ethereum. You've reintroduced middlemen into the system. I guess my question is, aren't we supposed to be moving away from middlemen and centralized control towards coveted decentralization and transparency?
Gotta wake people up.
Let's move on and take a look at how staking works on Ethereum.
This is even worse.
Ethereum requires you to turn over or send your tokens to another person and lock them up. Yes, you heard right. In the fast-paced, ever-changing world of blockchain, you don't have access to your funds. Can someone say, not your keys, not your crypto? This is unwise considering the global reach and inherently risky nature of blockchain. Ethereum's proof-of-stake protocol locks your funds. In return, you receive interest. It sounds good in theory, but there's a catch. I see 2 red flags with this process. Red flag number 1, never send your funds to anyone for any reason. After all, this is an unregulated space. Not your keys, not your crypto. Remember this rule. Red flag number 2, your funds are locked out of your control. You just lost one of your fundamental rights. If the funds are locked, you can't move them. You are at the whim of the market. As an added bonus, if the autonomous network suspects any foul play, your stake can be slashed, and you can lose a portion of your funds. Can you say scam again? Blockchain is powerful and offers a range of possibilities to improve our current economy. The question I have is, why play the crypto game like this? Especially if other networks offer better and safer ways to do the exact same thing. Truly, the potential returns don't justify the risk. Sorry, Ethereum, you're just not making a good case to hold my money. I care about value preservation and risk of my assets. So, in a nutshell, Ethereum's tokenomics has some serious flaws. If you are a degen, you might love it. If you're a regular person like me and trying to create wealth and a passive income, this might not be what you're looking for in blockchain. I certainly know I don't want middlemen between me and my money or assets. The lack of a supply cap or limit introduces a powerful future risk of inflation. Front running allows for unfair practices. Middlemen don't belong in blockchain. Staking riddled with risky practices and slashing can lead to substantial losses. The reason we created this video is because in the world of crypto, it is crucial to understand the underlying mechanisms of your favorite blockchain before investing. Ethereum, while innovative and widely used, clearly has purposefully built in serious risks. A slogan like "move fast and break things" begs the question, is the one using the network, the thing, being broken? Remember, this is your money after all. Ethereum's tokenomics is riddled with potential pitfalls that any potential investor should be aware of. So the next time you think about diving into Ethereum, remember these points and invest wisely, because in the end, knowledge is power. When we learned this was how it worked, we stopped using Ethereum altogether. The more research you do, the more you will realize it's not just investment decisions we are making here. We are shaping our global economic future. Wow, that was an eye-opener. Fear not, though. The ability to liberate your money does exist within blockchain. In our next video, we will be looking into how blockchain can empower you. If you like this kind of content, please consider the like and subscribe button so we know we are on the right track. If you want to learn more, head over to cardanomint.com and learn how to view blockchain from a different lens. Cheers!
Cheers, everybody. I know. Oh, yeah, shoot, I didn't realize it was off the edge. So, what did you guys think of the video? Interesting? Did you know that much?
No.
I hope you learned something. That was the goal. Yeah.
I knew most of that.
Yeah. Did you really? Yeah. Yeah. So, but any questions before we go or anything like that?
You know, like I initially started when I was talking to you, it's not the currency side of it that I'm concerned with. It's
the utility of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what we'll console, and what I'll do is I'll show you a whole bunch of devs that are doing this right now, and if I can even help you, I mean, we might be able to do something for your validation, and we can do simple things, but basically hashing your data is really what you're looking to do. Mm-hmm. So basically you're going to tokenize your information, and we can talk about the theory on how to do that, and if we can't do that directly, then we can actually get you to somebody that can, and it certainly isn't going to be a company that's going to cost a ton. It'll be more like they teach you a process or a protocol, and then you just follow that.
Yeah, and then, as I said, I have 3 Dell PowerPoint servers that 2 of them are really just sitting there doing nothing.
Oh, perfect. Let's get you supporting layer 1 infrastructure, or do something like that. That'd be really cool too. And because right now that's what I do. For a living, I've been fortunate. I've been doing this for so long, realizing the growth and how it's moving. I started building these layer 1 servers, and now they generate income. And I believe they can do that for anybody. I'm not that special. I mean, I can do a couple things. I can stand on 1 foot and I can ride a mountain bike, but yeah, I break my shoulder too. So, but it really is about being able to leverage this tech for our future. And so, yeah, let's get together. Let me know when you guys are ready and book a spot, and we'll go from there, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. It's always an intimate class. It's always an intimate class. It's always just a few super nerds that are curious about finance and tech. So, but we're getting there. At least they're not booing me off the stage. I'm just kidding. You're welcome. We're welcome. Just kidding.